Welcome to welcome to a new MLB 24-23 video for the Chicago Cubs franchise. We are here at the beginning of spring training, and right now what I'm going to do is we're going to talk about free agency that happened. Um, I have all the notes here for free agency. We're going to kind of go through it a little bit and kind of just talk about what happened. Um, Off the big moves, Shane Bieber signed a 6-year deal worth $210 million to go to the San Diego Padres. Chicago Cubs managed to lock up Tyler Glass now. We got him locked up to a 5-year deal worth $67.5 million. Walker Buehler decided to return to the LA Dodgers, signed a 7-year deal worth $158.9 million. The Milwaukee Brewers re-signed Corbin Burnes and Brandon Woodruff. Burnes got a 9-year deal worth $198 million. Woodruff got a 4-year deal worth $74.1 million. Paul Goldschmidt got a 1-year $16 million deal to go back to St. Louis. Juan Soto signed a 5-year deal worth $78 million. He is going to Pittsburgh. Mike Soroka signed a 5-year deal worth $79.5 million to go to the LA Angels. We signed A.J. Minter to a 5-year $50 million deal with the Chicago Cubs. The Oakland Athletics signed Danny Jensen to a 5-year deal worth $67 million. Gleyber Torres signed a 4-year contract worth $42.4 million to go to Colorado. The San Francisco Giants locked up Pete Alonso for 6 years at $82.8 million. And they also added Max Fried to a 6-year, $112.8 million deal. The Blue Jays and the White Sox made a trade. The Blue Jays traded Jose Alvarado to the White Sox for Andrew Benintendi and starting pitcher Jonathan Cannon. Tyler O'Neill signed a 4-year deal worth $49.2 million for the Chicago White Sox. Marcus Stroman signed a 3-year deal worth $53.1 million for the Kansas City Royals. Clayton Kershaw signed a 1-year deal worth $21.4 million. Willie Adames signed a 5-year deal worth $62 million with the Milwaukee Brewers, and then Alex Bregman signed a 5-year contract worth $46.5 million to go to the Arizona Diamondbacks. So we made a lot of moves. As you can see, we've got we also signed Anthony DeSclafani to a 4-year deal. We wanted to puff up our bullpen big time. So we did that. We also signed Kyle Higashioka. We wanted to get a decent catcher for this year. I mean, we were tired. I was tired of the catchers that I had. I did lose Dalton Rushing. I had to waive him for part of the 40-man roster, and he got claimed by, I think, Kansas City, I believe. Let's see who did claim him. I want to say it was Kansas City. Let's see, actually, I can actually do a search. Let's see. Okay. No, he got signed by the Cincinnati Reds. Okay. Yeah, he got signed by the Reds. We also let Trey Mancini walk. Uh, Recent draft pick here, Lionel Potson. He was drafted in. Trying to remember. Give me a second. I'm trying to remember. Where did we draft him? We drafted Potson. We drafted Potson. I know he's on there somewhere. Where is he? Oh, we drafted him in 2024, it looks like. Uh, he's coming along. He came along nicely. We got him in the second round. And, I mean, 18 years old. He's 74 overall. His contact versus righties is good. His power is good. It was one of those things where it was like, Mancini was falling off, and we just figured it'd be an easier thing to go with him. Uh, so we made a couple. We made a move for him. Uh, we signed Christian Arroyo to a contract. Of course, Gunnar Henderson is on the major league roster. The clock has really started with him, and we're fine with it. Uh, Maybe a couple other moves. We signed Jock Peterson to a deal. We got some outfield depth. Pete Crow Armstrong, we have him on the major league roster for spring training, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't plan on keeping him here. I think he's gonna end up going back down to Double A, not Double A, Triple A for the year, possibly. I don't see he's good. He needs more time. The contact ratings, the power ratings, I need to get them up a little bit higher. We do have a catcher on the AAA organization that is killing it, and I believe he was one of our first draft picks. We made Juan Tavares. Yeah, he was one of our first draft picks. We drafted Anthony Medina in the same draft. He is killing it. Maybe he might make it. He might make it to the AAA club this year. I'm not saying that. He might make it on the major league roster this year. It might be next year. I'm not 100% for sure. He is. He's. Well, I mean, he's coming. He's coming. He's on the rise. He's going to be a top prospect. Speaking of which, let's take a look at the top prospects. Carson Clay is still the top prospect in all the Major League Baseball. He's with the Chicago White Sox. He's on their Major League club coming into spring training. Let's see here. Who else we got? Jackson Holiday. He is sitting at number 7. He's with the Detroit Tigers. We got Pete Crow Armstrong sitting at number 9. He's on the major league roster for the spring training. I don't think we're going to keep him there, but we'll see. As we look through the list, we see it's kind of littered with players everywhere. Let's see. I'm seeing, because I don't know. This may change. I'm figuring this is going to change once we get into the actual season, because, and I'm seeing yeah, this is gonna change. I don't know how, but it's gonna end up changing. Anthony Green is at number 23. I remember he was a former Red. We got Jason Dominguez, a former Yankee. He's played with Cleveland last year. He had 5 games with Cleveland, signed with the Dodgers. Dodgers got them a nice prospect there. It's going to be one of those where it's going to change. We'll see how it changes. It's going to be interesting. But we're going to get we got spring training. Going to get through that and get the season underway. Like I said, I just wanted to provide a little bit of an update on what was going on with the Ross, what went on with free agency, and kind of, give a little, little backstory into what's going on with the season. We do have a decent number of people who are going to be looking for renewal, who are going to be looking for new contracts. I will be going through here, and so a lot of them will get signed. There will be some that will be signed. There will be some that will be let go just because. Um, we'll see. But that should, yeah, that should be it. There's a ton of free agents in there. I'm a little surprised what Merrifield's in free agency. You've got a couple of projected free agents for next year, both Bichette, Dustin May, Paul Goldschmidt, Devin Williams, JT Realmuto. So it's going to be interesting to see exactly what happens with that. And uh, yeah, that and the draft next this summer. It's going to be interesting. Until next time, we will catch you here with the Chicago Cubs on MLB 23 as we will look to get the 2025 season started. Until next time, we'll see you later.